everyone, welcome back to another video on my channel. So today we're going to be doing obviously day 9 today of my 12 Designs of Christmas series. So we're going to be using Platinum from Gel Perfection. I desperately need to clean that bottle. I keep forgetting every time I use it. Royal Red, which is just plain red, and then I'm also going to be using the Brill Bird 142, which is their silver reflective. Let me just pop the torch on. Look at that, it's so sparkly. So they're going to be using that as well. It's just going to be like, this is more of like a subtle Christmas design where the only thing that really makes it Christmas is the colours used because it's red. And we're going to use it on we're going to do it on a nude base. So I'm going in with my Old Faith. In fact, actually no, I'm not going to use my usual peachy nude. I'm going to be using something different. I'm going to use Ballerina for a change, which is this beautiful pale pink with an ever such a slight shimmer in. So I'm going to use that for this set because I use peachy nude like all the time. And don't get me wrong, I always will because I absolutely love it. It's a beautiful colour. But I just thought for this one, we'd go a little bit different because like I said, it's not really like a really in-your-face Christmas design. The only thing that makes it Christmas is the colours. So I'm going to do 2 coats of this colour and then we can come back for the design. I am going to be using the base as like in matte. So I am going to just pop a coat of matte top coat. I'm just going to be using the No Wipe matte top coat from Blue Sky over 2 coats of the pink. And obviously that will give us our matte surface. And then I'm going to be applying stuff on top. We're going to be having our, we're going to be basically doing swirls as you've seen from the title and the, what's it called? The thumbnail. So we're going to be having this one obviously shiny because it's reflective and it'd be just mad to not have it shiny. We're going to be popping that over a coat of this just to make sure that we get it nice and neat. It's much easier to get a smooth finish with a gel polish that's not like full of glitter. And then we'll be having red as well and white. So the red is going to be gloss and so is this, but then the white is going to be sugared effect. So we're basically going to do like the base 2 coats first and then matte top coat, and then we can get on with doing different things in different sort of effects. But obviously the only thing that's going to be matte is the base, so we can just do that and then we can move on with the design. That was like the world's longest explanation. Well, basically what I'm doing is I'm just going to pop my colours on my palette. So I've already done the red. I'm going to get some of this silver. I don't need a great deal of it because obviously it is just one nail and it's just a swirl of each colour. But like I said, I am going to do a coat of the reflective over a coat of platinum. So just to make sure it's perfect coverage, but the red will probably need 2 coats anyway. So I'll do those at the same time. And then we just need white, which I've already got over here because I did some painting on a set that I've just done for a client. So I've still got some on my palette that I'm just going to use that. So now this is out of the lamp, I'm just going to matte top coat. So again, I'm just using the Blue Sky No Wipe matte. And I'm just making sure that I get it as even as I can all over. I don't have any big clumps anywhere because it's super easy for matte top coats to look a bit streaky. I've got hair in the middle of it, which is not ideal. So just removing that as well. And then once I've done that, I'm going to pop it in the lamp for 60 seconds for a full cure. So once we've done that, we're just going to go in with our design. So I'm going to do the 2 colours that are going to be glossy before I do the what's it called one, the one that's going to be white and sprinkled because it's just easier to do it that way. So I'm starting off with the red. I'm going to start up here and just bring it down like a sort of S shape, the whole nail. And then once I've got it on there, I can just build it up to how I want it. Right over there. And then I'm just working on it to get it as neat as I can. Obviously, it doesn't really matter too much about the first colour because you're going to have a colour either side of it. So you can sort of like clean it up with the other colours, like depending on what they are. Obviously, I don't want to clean up a red with a white polish because the red's going to be much more overpowering than a white is. But if you like, say if I've just applied this and I was using black as my next swirl colour, like it wouldn't really matter if I got this like, I don't know, if I just messed it up a little bit because I could use the black then to sort of sort it out anyway, so it's not a problem. So the silver will definitely cover this, but the white won't probably. So I am just making sure I get it how I want it, or as close as anyway. And then once I've done that, I'm going to pop this in the lamp for 10 seconds. Just to keep it in place so I can do the next one without worrying about them leaking into each other. So it'll just keep those, well, it'll keep that colour still and not able to like run into the next one. And obviously we're going in with the silver next. So I'm going to do that on this side. So I'm going in with platinum first of all, because like I said, it's easier to get nice neat lines with platinum because it's a beautiful consistency gel. So first of all, I'm just taking it along the red before I do anything else, just to make sure it's everywhere I need it before I can start building it up. So I want it to be right up to the red, but I'm trying not to cover the red too much as such, because obviously it's not fully cured. So if you put polish, like thick polish on top of that red now, it's not going to cure properly all the way through, because the lights won't be able to penetrate through the polish that you put on top of it and the red itself. So just try and keep it like up to it but not the same. So I'm just going to fill all of this area in, because there's not a lot there anyway, and we want enough of the silver as well, because then it means we get more of the reflective design as well. So I'm making this bit quite thick. And then just bringing it round that curve that we've got in the red. Just going to bring it up here a little bit. And then once we've done that, I'm going to pop that in the lamp for a full cure, because then we can do the second coat on top. So first of all, I'm going to go in with the reflective gel and I'm going to pop that over the silver. Now obviously it's going to be pretty difficult to like sort of see where you're putting it, because it's literally on top of a silver. So every now and then, like once I've popped majority of it down, I will then just put my, what's it called, on my flash on my phone, shine that on the nail, and then that will be able to tell me exactly where it is, because obviously then it gets super sparkly. You'll be able to see exactly where it is on the nail. I'm almost not really taking it completely up to the edge all the time, like of the silver that's underneath, because it's much easier to get a nice neat line, like I said, with the normal silver gel polish. So I'd rather keep that close to the red. That also means that when I come to do my second coat of red, it'll be going on much smoother, because there won't be any little bumpy bits to make it look uneven. So once I've done that, I'm then just going to pop my torch on. You can see exactly where it is, and I'm happy with that. So I'm just going to turn my torch back off. I'm going to pop this in the lamp for 10 seconds again, so I can do the second coat of red. I just want like multiple textures in this set, which is why I've decided to do like the reflective, the normal gloss red, and then the matte sort of white. So once I've done that, I'm then just going to go in with my red again. I'm just going to do a second coat of that over the red that I've already done. It's literally just a case of like getting the coverage how I want it at this point. We've already done the design, I'm just building up the coverage. So I'm going to finish this off camera really quick, pop it in the lamp for a full cure, and then we can move on to the next step. So now we've finished those two lines that are going to be glossy, I'm just going to go in with some no wipe top coat on my detailer brush. And we're basically just going to top coat that, but obviously we want the background to still be matte. So we're just going to go over the areas that we want to be glossy with the brush and just make sure that that's all covered. You could also, like with the red, I could have used a gel paint that doesn't need to be top coated. That would be really useful, because then it's less top coating to do. But because I've used the reflective gel that needs top coating, I just decided to use gel polish instead, because I've got to top coat that anyway. But if you weren't using the reflective gel, or you were using a gel that didn't need top coating, then obviously it would make sense to do that like throughout the whole thing. And then it's less to do at this point, I suppose, but it's not like it takes a ridiculous amount of time anyway, so it's fine. But I'm just top coating the areas that I want to be glossy, which are these two swirls, and then I can move on to doing the next step. If I left these two tacky at this point, when I come to do the sprinkling over the white next, the clear acrylic would stick to these areas as well, which obviously is not what I want. So I'm just going to go around these and get them all nicely top coated, and then they'll be fine when it comes to applying the clear. I have had a little bit just come over here that I didn't want, so I will clean that up before I pop it in the lamp. You just want to really make sure that you cover everywhere and there's no areas that are still tacky, because obviously if there is, then like I just said, your clear acrylic will stick to that as well. So just making sure I've really got everywhere. Obviously your top coat is like your protectant as well, so you want to make sure that you have top coated everywhere, because this is the only part that I'm going to be top coating. The rest of the design doesn't require it. I'm then just going to get a brush. Annoyingly, the only one I've got on my desk right now is an ombre brush, which isn't ideal for this sort of thing, but I'm just going to use that really badly to clean up that bit that was overlapping on the mat. I'm just going to make sure that I haven't got rid of any in areas that should still be there. And then we can pop that in the lamp for a full cure, and then once I've done that we can come back and do the white area. So once that's out of the lamp, we can then go in with the white part of the design. So we're just going to basically create another swirl, but with the white gel paint this time. So again, I'm just going to go round the red at first to get the white up to it. And then I can work on making the areas that I want thicker. And then once I've done that, I can just thicken up some parts. I love red and white together, especially at Christmas, but I do all the time, to be fair. I think they bring each other out. I mean, to be fair, I like anything with white. Like, I'm not a fan of just white nails, I'm not going to lie, but within a design I really like it. So just thickening up this area now. And then once I've done that, I'm going to do further down. I don't want this white to be too thick, because there's already quite a lot going on with this set, but I do want this area here that I'm doing now to be quite thick. Also want this bit to be neater because it is doing my head in. There we go. I think I'm happy with that, to be honest. I don't want the white to be too thick, because I find that like when there's glitter involved, I sort of want that to be like the main focus. So because we're having multiple textures in here, I think it would look good if it was all just quite minimal. So I'm then going to go in with my clear acrylic, which I've got next to me. I'm just going to scoop some out of the tub and then just pop it over the top of the nail, over the white, making sure that all of it is absolutely 100% coated. I like to do it a few times, like just to really make sure, because sometimes the powder will just like sink to the bottom of the gel and then it still looks like semi shiny on top. So I do like to really milk it and make sure it's totally covered everywhere. Then I'm going to pop that in the lamp for a full cure. And then once that is out of the lamp, all we need to do is just dust off the excess powder. Make sure there isn't anywhere that we don't want it, and then that is it. So we've got obviously our beautiful reflective gel. Let me just turn the flash on. We've got our reflective gel in there that's super sparkly. We've got our gloss red, and then we've got our matte white with that textured effect, then matte underneath. So that's it for this one. Super easy, not particularly quick, but it would be if you were doing a full set, because obviously you do all one hand and then all the next and stuff like that. You wouldn't be doing one nail at a time. But yeah, so I hope you enjoyed this video. Thank you so much for watching, and I'll be back tomorrow with day 10 of the 12 days of Christmas. Bye!